So, on a sudden, light from heaven shone around him, and he fell to the ground. I think it's time to go up. Oh, yeah, the number 21's quite, yeah, you're right, it's significant, isn't it? There we go. I hadn't spotted that.
When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus, they resuscitated him by hitting him in the chest with stones gathered by the roadside. He was lifeless for 21 minutes, certainly long enough for the oxygen levels in his brain to have decreased and caused hallucinations and delusions of transcendence. I'm running out of painkillers, and the moon has become almost unbearably bright. I've begun my voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the sheet of life. Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and casts parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
What does that say? And he was... And as he was something proceeding on his journey. And as he was proceeding on his journey. near to Damascus. Does that say? And was come near to Damascus. And he was 3 something. Oh, we saw this one before. Something about neither.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
And neither did he eat or drink. So what was that one? And he was 3 days. Without sight. I wonder if that means he was 3 days blind, or whether he was 3 days out of sight of people. I guess are they biblical references or something?
Returning to my car afterwards, hands still shaking, and a head split open by the impact. Goodbye to tearful aunts and traumatized uncles. Goodbye to the phenomenal. Goodbye to the tangible. Goodbye Wolverhampton. Goodbye Sanford. Goodbye Cromer. Goodbye Damascus. This cliff path is slippery in the dew. It is hard to climb with such an infection. I must carve out the bad flesh and sling it from the aerial. I must become infused with the very air.
Whoa. Oops. Look at that on the side of the hill there. Let's see if we can see what this says. And it came to pass that as I made my journey don't know if I can read this. Come. So, it came to pass that as I made my journey and was come. I think it might have said. Well, that says Damascus. Come united with Damascus. Great light round about. Me.
I have dredged these waters for the bones of the hermit, for the traces of Donnelly, for any sign of Jakobsen's flock, for the empty bottle that would incriminate him. I have scoured this stretch of motorway 21 times, attempting to recreate his trajectory, the point when his heart stopped dead and all he saw was the moon over the Sanford Junction. He was not drunk, Esther. He was not drunk at all, and it was not his fault. It was the converging lines that doomed him. This is not a recorded natural condition. The gulls do not fly so low over the motorway and cause him to swerve. The paint scored away from his car in lines like an infection, making directly for the heart.
I think we're nearly reached the end of the road.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks. Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent. Come back.
Come back. Gosh. Well, that was yeah. Thank you, Mia. Right, well, I think we'll call this stream to an end for tonight. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, good to have company on a journey like this, so thanks Kpwane for helping me decipher some of the interesting points in the text and stuff there. That was, yeah, quite a remarkable and unusual, how's call it a game story. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not sure that entertaining was the right word, but it was entertaining of a form. Well, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. That was extraordinary. So I shall see you again sometime. Thanks for watching.